Hey, good morning. I'm horticulturist Gary Bachman. It's time for another daily dose of hort. Earlier this year, we were going through the steps that we take out in the tomato patch in order to, what we go through to save tomato seeds every year. You know, and I used those little mesh bags to help with prevent cross-pollination. But I've had some questions on, what steps do we take now to harvest the seeds once the tomatoes are ripe? Well, we've got some of the Siberian heirlooms that we were growing earlier, and really all we have to do is remove the seeds from the fruit. But you see the jelly-like goopy stuff, that's the texture I don't like to eat. That's why I don't like fresh tomatoes. But what we'll do is we'll just harvest the seeds out of there. Here, and you can see I've done several tomatoes already. And we just take that and just scoop that out. But we have to get rid of the goop. The goop is actually a germination inhibitor on the tomatoes. And so what we'll do with this is we'll take all the harvested seed and all the goopy stuff, and we're just going to put it into a mason jar full of water and set it up on the counter in the kitchen window. And what that'll do is it'll basically ferment and remove the goop from the seeds after about several days. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to put this up on the counter, and we'll come back and look at how we then separate the seeds and get ready for the next steps. Okay, so now it's 5 days later, and look what has happened to our jar of seeds. All the goopy stuff is gone. Now, and I will tell you that for some reason, it really doesn't stink as bad as it can at times, but we can see how the seed has all separated. You see that? And so we can swirl this a little bit, and you can see how the seed have all been cleaned of the goop. So now we've got to go ahead and strain this off. And I'll tell you, it's kind of funny here, and we can just go and decant this a little bit. And I don't want to pour the seed out, so I'm going to put some more water in there. It's funny. We've been binge watching Bering Sea Gold, and this kind of reminds me of Finding Gold. But I mean, this is fantastic, because this is heirloom seeds. These are the Siberians. And you see how we can decant that water off. Not let any slip up, but look at that. That's just like those gold miners finding the mother lode. So I'm going to put one more batch of water in here. Now we've got to separate this from my hand's in the way. Got to separate this from the water. So all I'm going to do is just take a small strainer and dump the seed in there. All the seed didn't come out, so we'll just swish some more. Boom, and there's all our seed right there. Now we have to dry this. Here, I'm going to move over here a second, Kate. I like to use just cheap paper plates. Write on there what they are, because if you're doing a lot of tomatoes like we are this year, I'm going to have a lot of plates laying around here in a month or so, and you will not remember what they are because they all look the same. So we're going to take these seed and just go dump them out on the plate. I'll spread them out like that, and we'll let them dry for about 14 days. But not out here in the sun. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put them in actually on my germination rack without the lights on, and there's air movement through there, and these seeds will dry down, and then we'll pack them up. And so finishing off this this seed saving, I'll show you how I pack them and then store them for use in future years. Okay, it's several days later now, and those seeds that we strained out and put on the paper plate to dry have all dried. See that? And now the thing that we're going to do is, and I'm not worried about them all sticking together. We can separate those when we sow seeds next year. Is I'm going to use just a little pill bottle. These work great. Put some tape on it. See, I've got it labeled Siberian 2021. And I'm just gonna, in case trying to get the action there. But the seeds are all in there. Now, moisture is a killer on these seeds. And so even though they're dry, what I always do is I always take a piece of paper towel, and I'll put the paper towel in the container, and then snap it shut, airtight, ready for next year. So that's you know, the simple steps of saving your own tomato seeds every year. Hope you can use these this year and in years to come, and start becoming a seed saver like I am. So thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time for another daily dose of hort.